Evet, Topspeed kanalının bugünkü konuğu çok önemli bir isim. Yine Superbike'dan, MotoGP'den tanıdığımız uzun boyuyla dikkat çeken bir isim. Hatta bunu konuşacağız kendisiyle. Karşımızda Fransa'nın genç yeteneği Loris Baz var. Welcome Loris. Welcome to my home.
Hi. Thanks to have me.
And how was the days passing at home in the lockdown days?
Well, it's not. It's not so bad. For sure we are not happy and we want to race, but we have to think that there is some people in worse position than us, affected by the virus or walking straight in the virus in the hospital. So I'm thinking about them when I'm not so happy to be home. And I don't live in a bad place, so I have some things to do outside. I don't have so much neighbors, so I can go outside, train. So I still manage to do a few things, but for sure we want to race soon. But we have to respect the rules as much as we can, so we can go out of this bad thing and bad virus as soon as possible.
What was your first memories about bikes, and how did you start your career?
As I said, I live in the mountain, so my parents used to have a restaurant up in the mountain, and the only way to go in the mountain is the 4 wheels drive. We always had related engine in like quad motorbikes, snowmobile in the winter, a big army truck that I'm running today to pull some trees in the forest. So and my parents always been had a big passion for motorbike. My dad used to ride and race motorbike. And that's why I'm called Loris, because they really used to like and being fan of Loris Capirossi. And
Great.
also my mom was cooking in the first hospitality of Rock in the 90s, even before when Christian Saron was winning. So a lot of passion for two wheels. So I don't even remember my first two wheels memory. I think it's my first bike was a Pee-wee when I was 4 years old or 5 years old. And just riding in the mountain, I had quad, I had a lot of things. So just having fun. And then my first race was 8 years old, motocross. I did 2 years motocross, and then we changed to. I tried for the first time a road bike, like a 50cc, and I really liked it. But compared to the motocross in France, we have nothing to ride road race for the young guys at this time. And so we had to move in Spain because we knew that there was a lot of championship. And I moved there with my mom. We started like this. Arrived in Spain. I rode with Marc Marquez, Tito, Paul, all these guys. Scott Rading was there also. So it was funny.
So who was your childhood hero? Who was your first impression on motorcycle?
always being Loris Capirossi. Obviously I have the same name, so I remember I think I didn't miss even one GP for 10 years. Even when there was in Australia, I was asking my dad to wake me up in the morning like 3-4 o'clock so I could watch the TV, and I was really big fan of Loris. I was lucky because I was going to see the GP with my parents, and I met Loris, I met his wife, I met his brother, his dad. I met all the family, and they saw me growing up. And when Loris retired in Valencia for his last race, when he was riding for Pramac, I went there to say hi, and Ingrid, his wife, said, "Oh, you growing up, because I have picture when I'm smaller than Loris, and now he's half of me." So it's funny. But it's always been Loris Capirossi, and the last one that I was really big fan was Casey Stoner.
But wife of Loris Capirossi told you that you are grown up. Yes, maybe you're grown up more than they expected, because you are the tallest rider on the maybe on MotoGP history or the World Championships. So when you switch to MotoGP from Superbike, they always talk about your height. You are taller than everyone, and there was some expectation that you will be unsuccessful with your body shape. But you show that the height is not too important for being a motorcycle racer. What was the difficulty when you started to MotoGP or Superbike with your height? Because also Rossi and Toprak also is very tall riders.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm nearly 10 centimeters higher than Rossi. So I'm really tall, but I've always been taller than everyone. Like I've always been 10 or 20 centimeters higher than everyone. So I never saw, I was like this even when I was 10 years old. So I never saw that like a problem. I just say, okay, I'm like this. I ride the bike and I tried my best and I try to find the positive from my size. So always trying to use the body weight on the bike to move from the front to the rear. I never saw that like a problem. And I never had any problem of that as much as I was in a team that didn't see that like a problem. I mean, when I arrived in Superbike with Kawasaki, we never spoke about my height, never. And we just been walking on the bike, trying to make the aerodynamic better. And then at the end, at the beginning, I was losing nearly 10K to my teammate. And at the end, I was the same speed as my teammates because we just walk in the wind tunnel. I've learned also how to put my body. I've walked to be more flexible on the bike. So I don't think it's a problem. But yeah, for sure, when I move in GP, they have no experience and they are really scared about this. And everybody was talking about that. So really, the first time I really saw that people thought it was a problem was 2015 when I first had to move with Aspar in MotoGP. And then they called me, I signed the contract. So I told Kawasaki they could sign another rider because I decided to move in GP. And a week later, Aspar called me to say he didn't even call me, make an interview. And he said I was too tall, so he broke the contract. So at this moment, I really felt bad because I couldn't do anything, but I knew it was not a problem. And then luckily, Giovanni, we found a contract with Forward, and yeah, I could show that it was not a problem. And I'm sure with a bit more budget in that period to make some wind tunnel or things like this could have even been better, But honestly, now I'm with 10 Kate with Yamaha, and we never have any problem with the size. We are just walking on the bike, trying to make the things better. But I don't think it's a problem to be tall.
Switching from championship to championship is that's something that we see every time. Too many riders, they switch from MotoGP to Superbike or from Superbike to MotoGP. Yes, we know the difference from outside, but as a rider, can you tell us the difference for my audience? Can you tell us the difference between the MotoGP bike and Superbike? How to change your style, or did you change your style?
Yeah, you have to change the style a lot because mainly for the tires. At the end, it's still a bike with two wheels, so it's pretty natural to ride it until you are 2 seconds or 1 second to the best time, and then you have to change your style to gain this last second. The rigidity of the bike, it's much higher in GP, and also the tires are really more stiff. So you don't have the same feedback on the bike. And it's really more physical to ride the GP bike than the Superbike in some track because of this rigidity of the bike. So you have to try to, change the style. It's not also the same speed in the corner, and the race pace is also a bit different because in Superbike you have to take care a lot about the tires to go to the end. And in GP, sometimes there is some races you can push from lap 1 to lap 25 or 30 if you have 30 laps. So it's a bit different. Also, the weekends are different because we have only one race in GP and we have 2 or 3 in Superbike. So it makes the approach a bit different because, you have to be, it's a lot of small things that are different, but at the end, the pace is not, the speed is not so different, like some track, Superbike managed to be so close to GP, but it's another way to walk and to ride on the bike.
On which series or on which bike you felt more comfortable, on MotoGP or on Superbike?
Honestly, you need this time to change and adapt to the bike. So, but I felt really good when I was in GP after 5-6 races with Forward, and the same with the Ducati. I was feeling really strong and I was enjoying riding the bike a lot. The difference is I never had the bike to fight in front in GP. Which is frustrating because some track you just check the data and you lose everything down the straight line. And on the corner, it was exactly the same as the factory guys. So that it's a bit frustrating, and it's hard to enjoy 100% when I'm really competitor. I love racing and I love to fight in front. So this is why I enjoy more Superbike, because I have the bike to fight in front, and I had the bike to fight in front. But so I enjoy a bit more Superbike because I'm able to have the bike to fight in front. But I think you can enjoy. You have to have the clear mind and be the open mind to change your riding style. But if you change your riding style, then it's okay. I mean, you enjoy riding those bikes. I mean, GP is the highest level, and the bike are really amazing, and I enjoyed so much riding this bike. So and I enjoy a lot riding Superbike. So it's different things, but at the end, we love riding bikes.
I don't have to talk about all your career because it's very long. It's not too short, and we don't have too much time for this. But there are some special races for me that because I have some passion to number 76. I have a tattoo of 76.
Yeah.
From a childhood, I don't know why. I don't know the reason, but I really like the number 76, and that's why I follow you with great interest. Also MotoGP games that I try to choose number 76, but because of you, I couldn't choose number.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, no problem. But the most important race for me that I want to ask you is 2015 Misano summer. Yeah. The conditions was completely changing, and it was unstable, and you were fighting for your first podium with Scott Redding, and you were on the fourth position. Many of riders, they were fall down, and they changed the tires, maybe in the wrong times. Lorenzo fell down, Rossi was struggling with problems, and fighting for the podium in MotoGP. I want to know what was your feelings at last 5 or 6 laps, because you are very close to the podium.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, this race I was enjoying a lot. I think I did 3 times 4th or 5th in the free season I did. Yeah, this race was crazy because also, if you remember well, we were through a bad period with the team and the team owner, and we were not sure to finish the season. And yeah, this result came and helped us a lot, and it was really good. So I didn't want to throw it away. That was the main thing, 5 laps to the end. I always love this condition. I love the rain, but I love also when the condition change, because I don't know, I think I'm able to think a lot on the bike and know what I need to do and when I need to change a tire or these things. And it's always been like this. I've always been riding on the wet since I'm 10 years old because I like it. So I'm not scared at all of riding on the wet, and I think this makes the difference. But in that moment, really the thing was I didn't want to throw it away because the team needed this result. So I didn't put really hard to the end for the podium. Like the 4th place was already amazing for the team. And if I crashed in that moment, I would have been really, really sad to throw it away for the team. So yeah, it was really funny also because I finished, I think, 4th and Rossi 5th or something like this. So it was like beating the God in his own house. So it was that was nice. But then I had another 4th place in Brno 2016.
Yes.
When I was still injured on my foot. And this one I was much closer to the podium. I was coming back a lot through the pack. And this one was really, really close to the point because I was fighting 100% on the bike and pushing until the end. And I didn't care if I was crashing or not. I wanted the podium. But it was a bit too short, maybe 1 or 2 laps to beat Mark in the last lap. I needed 1 or 2 more laps, but this one was funny. And we also had Sepang, I think, 2016. And then on 2017, as soon as I knew I didn't have the contract to stay, we had 2 races on the wet, or 3. I think it was Misano and Sepang. And when I started on the grid, I spoke with my crew chief and he said, "Oh, okay, we go for the top 5 like last year." And I said, "No way. We only go for the podium on this one. I don't care about 4th or 5th place." I told him it's my last, for sure. I will not be on the GP grid next year, so I have to go and fight for the podium. So I was fourth, I think, or fifth in Misano, and I crashed because I tried to catch the front guys, and the same in Sepang, because I didn't want to have like 3, 4, 5, fourth place. Didn't mean anything. So I just pushed really hard on those races. But yeah, those conditions I really enjoy.
There are good days and the bad days at motorcycle racing. So we talk about the good days also. And your first victory at 2012 at Silverstone at Superbike, and also a big crash at MotoGP in Silverstone with Paul Espargaro. Yeah. Highs and lows in the same circuit. Yeah. When you come to MotoGP at Silverstone, you're maybe thinking about, yes, I had a victory here, maybe I can do better things here, but everything is gone down and turned to worse.
Yeah, but that's the life. You have high and low, and it cannot always be shining. I think 2016 was a really unlucky season because we started so strong in the winter season. And the first races were really fast, but I had a few moments with some rider that took me out. And then, I broke my foot really bad in Mugello when Alvaro crashed and the bike hit me. I had 17 fractures in my foot. And it was really, really bad. And I didn't notice in that moment, but everybody, even the surgeon, was really scared about my foot, that I couldn't move it after the surgery. So I was lucky. And then I wanted to come back really soon. So I came back. I met the fourth place in Brno, I think. And then we went to Silverstone, and I had this big crash with Paul. I think that's the luckiest, maybe one of the luckiest moments of my life, because this crash was really, really bad. We just didn't see each other, and we went through the second corner and he hit us. But there's nearly 270k, and I was locked on his bike. I had the leg completely between his fairing and his wheel, and I just had a burn. I didn't broke the leg. I just broke my foot again, 4 or 5 fracture again, and a big knockout. But I was in the middle of the track. Everybody on the left or the right didn't hit me. So I think that day I was really lucky, because could have been really, really bad crash.
Also, when we talk about the crashes, so the test at Sepang 2016 in the straights, so it was a tire failure, and the moment that you didn't expect the crash, because in the straight you never crash, I think, before. But what was your feeling when you felt the tire blown?
Yeah, to be honest, this one I didn't have time so much to notice. Sepang is always a strange track. You go in the morning, you have to make the lap time in the morning, because then the track temperature goes really high. So everybody put the new tire in the morning and then walk on the race pace. It's what we did. We started the first run with the tire from the day before, just to warm up. And I had a bad feeling with the tire. I came in and there was something on the tire, but nothing. Just a bad vibration. We put a new tire, and I went out and I made the first lap. I went out of the last corner in Sepang, and I think it was second, third, fourth gear. And then I start to hear something. And I really thought I was breaking the engine at that moment. And I was 100 meters from the line. So I said, okay, I pushed to the line just to make the lap time. And then I rolled the throttle. And it was too late, because on the line, it was not the engine. The tire explodes. And then, nothing. I just remember I tried to save it, but the bike was like this. And I tried to save it, and then I crashed. It just felt so long. The crash was really short, but it felt really, really long. And when you crash, you just have the time to think that, okay, it's the wrong place to crash. And you know that the track. So again, when I watched this crash later, I say, okay, I'm really lucky, but it's like this. It's not something that is supposed to happen too many times in the career. At least I hope. But it was a really scary one. But at the end, it's racing, it's dangerous, and things that can happen. And then everyone in the safety commission, Dorna, the MotoGP, the guys from Michelin, they have done all the work they could do to avoid it, and we never had any problem again. So I mean, I was the unlucky one at this moment, but also the lucky one.
Yes, yes, and thanks God that you are still here with us. And
Yeah.
it was a very high-speed crash. I think it was like 280 or 290.
Yeah, 290. I think I remember 291 when I crashed, and I still have the leather from the crash. I have the boots, the helmet, I have everything, and I have a part from the tire that exploded also. And yeah, again, it's time to thank, I think, Alpine Star and LS2, because I had nothing. This crash, I didn't have any burn, any bruise, nothing from the crash. So the airbag and the leather and the helmet really saved my ass on that time.
Please listen, Loris Baz, he said, please always wear your protection, always wear your helmet, wear your gloves, your leathers, and your boots, because they are for your protection, they are for your safety. And before the races, I know that you are relaxing in your motorhome and listen to some music. Who is your favorite musician? Who is your favorite band?
I don't have like a favorite kind of song or kind of music that I listen a lot. I listen a bit everything, but before the race, I always listen. Like there is one song that always came back since I'm 15. I think it's "Lose Yourself" from Eminem. Always, it's a song that I always listen before a race. When I want to listen, some races I don't even listen music, but when I want to listen, I know that this song is always the last one I put before going in the garage, because I don't know, give me like extra motivation, pressure, and I like it's like a motivation song. And
also, I want to talk about Toprak.
I think it's the rider on the grid in Superbike that I enjoy the most battling with, and the rider I like the most because I think he's really close to my riding style. He really liked to go all in, to go really hard on the contact, but not over the limit. And we had so many races together in 2018, fighting a lot, and a lot of moments, like some races we were overtaking us every corner. And I remember after each race we laughed a lot. And the same in Australia this year, in the first lap of the first race. I overtook him and it was a bit close. He had to go really wide, and then after the race we were laughing. So I like it because so many riders, they like to go hard, but if you make something hard to them, then they complain a lot. And Toprak is like, okay, he don't care. He just race and he enjoy a lot riding bikes and go really hard, but not over the limit, like not taking everyone out. But yeah, it's cool. Just a shame for race to Australia, because we could have been both on the podium. So I texted him I saw him after the race, but then I told him, we have to do it again soon because we have to jump on the podium together.
And last question, but it's not about a race incident. It was in qualification at Austin, at Texas 2017. There was a incredible save from you. You fell down on your left shoulder and you saved the bike.
I think in GP the front tire go really far away in the limit, and it's pretty easy to not easy, but you can slide the front. So it's many times you go until the limit and you play with it. So it's I think the riding style are evolving through the years, and Mark is doing it. Like Mark is the king of that. He can do it in every corner. But in GP, to be honest, I did many save. Just when you are not in the top three, you don't see everyone in the TV. But I remember a lot of save in my career. I think the size helped me also for that, because I always have the elbow down since I'm 15. I always had the elbow down and I can play with that. But I had a few nice save, and yeah, this one was amazing because it went over the limit. I really felt from the bike, and I pushed a lot on my elbow, my knee, and I managed to come back in a moment where, I don't know, it shouldn't have came back, but I was lucky that it came back. But yeah, I had a few nice save. Also another one in Austin where I pulled the bike with my hand in like 180 corner. I lost the front, I put the hand down, and then it came back. Also Misano last year in Superbike, I think I went nearly 65 degrees lean angle or 66. I was really down, and then I came back on the bike. So always even when I was 14, 15 on the 600, I was doing some saves. So I think, yeah, maybe the size helping me. And also I think you need a really small time of reaction. Like if you have a good reaction time, when you have this feeling on the front, you can save it. If you are too slow, or you are also the riding style can help, because if you ride like the whole time with your elbow inside, it's hard to save because you don't have time to go down. So yeah, it's a combination of many things, but the best is to stay just with the front sliding a little bit and playing with that, but not go to this limit.
So thank you so much for joining us today, and please be safe at home.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It was a very special interview for me because I really like number 76, and also nice to see a friend of Toprak here.
Yeah, I really like Toprak.
I wish good days for all of us, and I want to see the races start again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And ciao.
Bye.
Bye bye.